Trunks and Goten are two characters that recently have actually gotten a little bit more screen time, and in a bit of a comedic way, similar to today's story, What If Kid Trunks and Goten Time Traveled. This duo has always had an air of comedy surrounding them, taking hardly anything seriously and trying to go around enjoying themselves. Time travel being put into a factor led to the characters having a very different life than what they did in the original series. This April Fool's What If has taken us all the way from the events of Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super, and we're continuing the story now. Now, if you're new to this story, part 1 is right above my head. Please leave a like here, subscribe, go check that out, and I'll catch you when you get back, and leave comments as you watch the videos on your thoughts and suggestions. It really helps the channel out greatly, and you have no idea, I really do take a lot of your suggestions to heart. I wouldn't be able to make these stories as easily without you. In our last part, we had Trunks, Goten, Goku, and Vegeta all training on Beerus' planet, with Beerus still asleep. He's completely unaware of them as of right now. The duo stuck out of time had revealed their situation to Whis, and even though Whis was a little reluctant, he figured that things would probably turn out alright. So he took them to Beerus' planet with the purpose of learning this mythical Super Saiyan Blue that he apparently had successfully taught Goku and Vegeta in the other timeline. But as Whis was teaching them, he realized that Beerus might only want to fight one of them. So he hosted a mini tournament, which led to Trunks narrowly beating out Goten, but a tie coming between Goku and Vegeta. But a tie wouldn't do. So they went for a round 2, and it still ended up in a draw. With Whis running out of options, he decided to get a little more unorthodox, putting a bell onto Trunks and telling them that the first one to get the bell is the winner. How is this weird competition going to end for Trunks? Let's find out. Guys, why are you looking at me like that? Trunks inquired as he stared at the duo of Vegeta and Goku, who was looking back at him with an odd stare on their face. There was a weird aura coming off them too. He felt completely uneasy. Trunks, you know as well as I do I'm going to be the one fighting Lord Beerus. Hand over the bell and make it easier on all of us. No way, Trunks, don't listen to him. I'm the one that's gonna deck that cat in the schnoz. Give me the bell. No. Whis wasn't very clear on the rules, but I'm pretty sure I'm not just supposed to hand you the bell. You're gonna have to take it from me. Choosing the route of pain, I see. Spoken like a true Saiyan warrior. You truly are my son. Yeah, Trunks didn't like the sound of that. Immediately, the two of them started charging at him, but they were furiously fighting each other the entire way. It seemed like they were their own worst enemies, and it wasn't as simple as just chasing down Trunks to get the bell. Chaos ensued as the chase took them clear across the planet, circumventing the entire planet time and time again, things getting destroyed all along the way. Things were getting louder and louder as Vegeta and Goku were furiously smashing each other across every single surface, and Trunks was just trying to stay out of their way. But this didn't make things very easy for Trunks. Every once in a while, he would get so caught up in the battle, watching Vegeta and Goku tear through each other and seemingly forget entirely about the bell, that he himself would forget about the bell, and suddenly, when they're on him again, he would get caught off guard and barely escape. But they were getting louder and louder, laying more and more waste to Beerus' planet until eventually, the cat-like god of destruction arose from his own slumber, earlier than expected. Still mostly asleep, he managed to get himself out of bed, wandering through the hallways and eventually finding his way outside, trying to locate Whis. He eventually found his own angel attendant and stood by his side, letting out a big yawn. Oh, Lord Beerus, I didn't expect you to be awake so early. Oh, God of destruction wakes up whenever he feels like, Whis. Who are these mortals on my planet? Why are they trashing my planet? Well, Lord Beerus, about that, I do believe I have some good news. One of these Saiyans over here, in fact, is a time traveler who informed me that when you awoke, you would wish to face the Super Saiyan God. I have not only presented you with 1, but 4, and currently we are testing to see which one is the strongest. Huh. The Super Saiyan God, you say? Yes, I do believe I was just dreaming about that. And what was that other thing? Time travel? Time travel?! Whis, I go to sleep for a few decades and you leave us on the brink of being erased by Zeno. Are you mad letting time travelers run around here? This got the attention of the four Saiyans, who all stopped what they were doing to congregate back around Whis and Beerus, who they now saw was awake. They all made it back just in time to hear Whis explaining frantically that a time machine was being built to send the two of them back. There was no need for anyone to be destroyed. Beerus wasn't having it, though. He was incredibly frustrated and prepared to Hakai out of existence all four of them. However, Trunks and Goten knew exactly what to do. They burst into action, putting on their chef outfits and producing a meal fit for a king. Beerus was about to kill them anyway, however, he was incredibly confused, and as soon as the pleasant aroma started wafting off of the food they were preparing, he was perplexed, and honestly, amazed. This definitely got his attention in a positive way. Whis, what are those pleasant aromas coming off of that food over there? Well, old Beerus, Earth food is actually quite delicious. Some of the best I've ever tasted in the entire universe. You're in for a treat. And, dare I say, this is the meal to save their lives. So it's probably going to be very good. I'll be the judge of that. But sure enough, it was. They always had it in the back of their minds that Beerus might not be too happy about their time travel shenanigans. So, to keep themselves alive, they became essentially master chefs during their time on Earth, in between the Boo Saga and modern day. They produced a meal so incredible that it did satisfy Beerus's anger. It was quelled, and he sat back completely full and noticed a Saiyan prince staring at him. Well, that was certainly quite the meal. Very well. So long as you're making efforts to return to your timeline, I suppose I don't need to kill you. But Prince Vegeta, you keep staring at me like that, we might have some problems of our own. Lord Beerus, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I can't believe you even recognize me. Well, I never forget a widow's peak like that. I mean, look at it. Magnificent. Definitely fit for royalty. If I'm going to fight a Super Saiyan god, it might as well be the leader of all the Saiyans. Let's do it. Vegeta gave a nod to Beerus, then looked to Goku with a smug smile on his face. He was the winner after all. The fight began, and immediately Vegeta didn't want to disappoint. He went into Super Saiyan God and gave all he had against Beerus. And Beerus was actually amazed at Vegeta's power. Given the fact that he was stepping on his father's head decades ago, this came as a shock to him. However, he shouldn't have been too surprised considering Whis had been training him on the planet. He had clearly been absorbing God Ki, and his base strength must have been increasing as a result. The fight went on and the two of them were slowly releasing more and more power. Whenever Vegeta kicked things up a notch, Beerus matched it. Whenever Beerus did the same, Vegeta had an answer. Beerus was actually starting to wonder if this power had a limit for Vegeta. But Vegeta was actually getting a little smug too, and revealed that he actually had a whole new power. A whole new power, you say? One above the Super Saiyan God? Not just a power above the Super Saiyan God, Lord Beerus. It's a continuation of it. Watch! Super Saiyan Blue! That's gotta be one of the most ridiculous names I've ever... Oh my me. Beerus's jaw dropped as he felt the power emanate from Vegeta as his hair went from red to blue. This Super Saiyan Blue name may be ridiculous, but the power definitely wasn't. Beerus had to amp things up a lot. Stacking Super Saiyan onto Super Saiyan God made a heck of a difference, and Beerus found that he was actually going to have to put effort into this. In fact, at times, he had to utilize Ultra Instinct, although he didn't quite have it mastered, just to avoid some of the hits that Vegeta had for him. And Vegeta found this as a shock as well. He had no idea about Ultra Instinct, and this was one big advantage that Beerus had. He used that to his best advantage, and didn't give Vegeta any information as to how he was dodging so many of his moves. Eventually, though, Vegeta started to get worn down quite a bit. Beerus just had the upper hand on him. Being the god of destruction, his powers seemed limitless. No matter how much Vegeta gave, Beerus just had a little bit more. Vegeta eventually fell to the ground unconscious, completely exhausted of all his energy, and Beerus stood there triumphantly, very satisfied with the battle. But then a voice came from behind him. Wow! That was so exciting! Beerus slowly turned around with a triumphant look on his face to see who was talking to him, and he started speaking as he did so. Yes, Sometimes I surprise even my Lord Zeno! Lord Zeno, the childlike leader of everything, was staring up excitedly at Beerus with a large smile on his face. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. Things are definitely getting pretty goofy in this timeline. And things are sure to get very goofy in this timeline too, where Mr. Torg enters the world of Dragon Ball. Go check that one out for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.